What's going on, lads? Welcome to a WrestleSlam special where I am here as hosting duties. It's been so long, so long. I didn't have time to do my makeup, as you can see. Unfortunately, Jerry himself won't be with us in this episode. He has other business to take care of, so I'm going to fill in the duties. But I am not alone. I am with the man, the myth, the legend. He is Phil Connolly. How are you doing, sir?
All good. Watching the snooker this past weekend has just been brilliant. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm enjoying the good weather. It's just nice to have good weather for a change for so long as well.
Yeah, yeah. You're not complaining about it though, no, are you?
Ah, we need it.
Yeah. Then again, I always say this about us Irish. It's like when it's rainy, when it's wet, we complain how miserable it is. When it's sunny, complain how sunny it is and how hot it is. Because the Irish, we're never satisfied. We need to have something to complain about. And along with the multitasking himself, Phil Connolly, we are joined once again by a man who is no stranger to the podcast, no stranger to wrestling, no stranger to WrestleMania, any of those good news. And good news to any listeners. Get ready to have some smooth chocolate in your ears because he is the voice of the Irish podcast. He is Derek from Irish Wrestle Talk. How are you doing, sir? Welcome back.
How's it going, guys? Pleasure to be here once again. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's always an honor to have you, sir. How are you since the last time you were with us on the show, which was months
Yeah, a
back?
couple of months back. Yeah, keeping busy, having a good time. I'm at what I'm doing. I think it's just a bit over a year now at this stage, and everything's going well. Just back from second WrestleMania, and yeah, very lucky, very blessed to have been able to make it to another one. So yeah, all good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, let's talk about that. How are you feeling since Mania, since coming back? We talked before the show. You're not suffering from jet lag, so that's the main thing.
No, well over that. Back to reality fairly quick. I was back in work the following day, so that hits you quite hard. So that you've no choice but just to get on with it, you know. So yeah, but had a great time. I know a lot of people kind of, you know, they were up and down about the two nights themselves, but I think overall, like, second night was fantastic there in the stadium anyway, the crowd and so on. But yeah, really good time. Met a lot of nice people, great fans, and Vegas was a wonderful experience.
Yeah, yeah. Besides just Maine, did you actually get to see Vegas? Like, did you actually go up to the mountains in Nevada? Or what?
Yeah, I had a couple of additional days there, which enabled me to go around a bit, do a bit of sightseeing, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, there's a couple of other things I would like to do, which is an excuse to go back, maybe bring the family back at some stage in the future too. So yeah,
Really good, man. Really
well
good.
worth a
Yeah,
visit.
yeah. I mean, yeah, Vegas is always like a good place to visit. Like, if you're somebody who, obviously is not into the gambling side, the poker
Mm.
side, maybe it'll be a bit different, but there's so many other things you can do over in Vegas, I feel like.
To
Um,
cater to everybody. Like if you have, you know, if there's anything you're into specifically, like they'll have that, you know, and like, you know, you always hear the high rollers and all those kind of people. But yeah, basically anything you want, you can get there. I would be a gambler myself, so it was wasted on me. But even just seeing the casinos and all that type of thing is really interesting.
No, I'd be the
yeah,
same. I just the visual. You can imagine your head, but I'd say once you're there, it's a whole different. Uh,
Oh yeah, mesmerizing.
yeah.
Yeah,
yeah. Like I mean, like they don't say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas for a reason now, boys. That's the main
that's
thing.
true.
But of course, Derek, you brought some back from Vegas, and that's of course the experience of WrestleMania uh, 41. All in all, we the boys had a view on WrestleMania a while back, but we didn't have a review on like what's it like actually at the actual show of all shows. Well, I know this kind of there's a huge difference, but what was the difference like watching Mania at home versus actually being at the actual event yourself, like getting a ticket, flying over to the States, and actually witnessing the show of immortals?
Yeah, it's unreal. I mean, even the build up to it, the excitement around the whole city. You have WrestleCon and WWE World also, so there's full families there. There's people traveling solo. Everybody is there for the one reason, and the kind of, you can make friends. I mean, just chatting to people in queues, waiting for things because you all have that same interest,
Yeah.
and it's wonderful. It really is for anybody that hasn't been. And like for me, as I said, I didn't think I'd ever make it to one. Growing up
Mm.
here, and just to have been able, like last year will always be the most special, I guess, because it was the first time I got to go. And but yeah, well worth it. If there's any fans out there, I know WWE don't need our money; they're a machine, but it is the thing we've grown up watching, and which kind of got us in love with the whole industry, really.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah, man, definitely. And all that you said that you making friends over there so easy. And that's kind of what I always feel like about going to a wrestling show or even a convention or even a film festival, for example. You have already so much in common with these people, like so, and you actually will build connections. Um,
yeah,
I mean, it's on my list. I want to go to at least one WrestleMania show. My
You
top.
should pick the perfect location because when we went to 35 in New Jersey, it was quite difficult to get to.
Mm,
Because I think it was like an hour and a half from the stadium where we were.
yeah,
And
yeah.
coming out at like 1 or 2 in the morning going on that kind of trip is not.
yeah.
I'm assuming in Vegas the transportation was pretty easy. Um,
Yeah, everything is like the stadium itself from where we were staying. It was like the Park MGM Hotel, and the
yeah,
stadium was about 30 minutes, 25 minutes walk, and you can actually walk most of it indoors.
yeah,
So
and also it's all safe because there's so many walking.
exactly, yeah, stick with the crowd.
Yeah,
You're never really alone, I suppose, even if you go to these things solo, because you meet so many people
yeah,
there.
yeah. Because I remember
Yeah.
when we went, we were like in there. I think we came out at like 1 a.m. or something like that, and it was just like this is going to be hard to get home.
Yeah, yeah.
Trek,
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
definitely. I
and
think
then
Vegas
yeah,
is an ideal place.
and it's in
yeah.
there this year. I think it's actually in SummerSlam MetLife. Um, so yeah,
Yes, it is indeed.
if I was going again, I'd probably stay in Jersey. I wouldn't stay anywhere near Manhattan if I was going to something like that.
Yeah, yeah. You find that they'll hike up the prices of the hotels around it in
Yeah,
Jersey now, where the Manhattan ones will probably be a bit cheaper.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But with all the traveling and the amount of money you might spend, it probably didn't end up being the same.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
true. Yeah,
true. Because I remember I stayed in the center when I was over in New York. I stayed in the center of Times Square, and obviously,
Yeah,
if you have a hotel in Times Square, it's not going to be easy sleep. It depends if you're used to the city area. So never mind traveling all the way around like New Jersey or Manhattan to see like of Wrestlemania as well. Know that, so that's kind of it.
yeah,
But no, all in all, I am a strong believer in. It's not about usually it is about the destination, but it's also about the journey, just the excitement and the
yeah,
buzz and how to go
yeah.
on that kind of way.
Like next year, and I haven't been, but the lad said that New Orleans is amazing.
very walkable too. Apparently,
Yeah,
everything close to each other.
yeah,
All the events.
Yeah, like I know, like that's why I said like to yourself, Derek, is like yeah, Las Vegas mania, but did you? And we also discussed did you get a chance to explore Vegas? It's
Yeah,
also good to maybe, if you go to this particular city, the wherever mania is going to be and all that kind of way. Yeah, go to WrestleMania or go to Royal Rumble. Also take the time, maybe see the sights as well for yourself because you don't know when you're going to come back.
but that's the
And
good thing about these events. Traveling to them, I think you probably get to go to cities that you may not have. Like there was talk of Minnesota being, Vegas or WrestleMania being there, and
yeah,
I suppose that wouldn't be top of everybody's list, but there
yeah,
could be a lot of things to do there.
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or
That's
even though
it.
even there now, like places like just if it ever went to Ohio, you have the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Do you know, you
Yeah,
just have to look it up. There is places in the states you'd be like, okay, I didn't realize that was there.
Yeah, yeah.
definitely.
Like the last thing you want is to go over there and then you're happy out, you're going back to Ireland, then you find out, oh, this place looks cool. Where was this place? And like, oh, that was in that city you just visited. You'd be like, well, shit, I could have seen that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. So that's it. Always like take the time to explore the place and all that.
yeah.
Unless, Mania comes down to Cork or anywhere, then you'd be
Or
like,
the
ah, we'll be,
UK, London is where we want it to be.
Yeah.
it's, yeah. Any updates regarding that? Because I'm still
Uh,
holding.
Not for the next 3 years, anyway, for sure.
Mm, mm,
Um, oh,
yeah.
you would have to think in the next 5 years that if it's ever going to come, it would be coming then, I think.
I
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
think it'll be in Vegas again before it comes over.
There's talk of that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And there'll be another. We probably is obvious, but within that time frame, we will see WrestleMania over in New York.
yeah.
I wouldn't mind because I actually love my visit to New York, so at least it'd be a good excuse to
Yeah,
visit it
New
all.
York is actually pretty good, to be fair. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, because I remember when I was over in New York, and I woke up early just to take in the city,
yeah,
and I actually saw the Madison Square Garden Arena. I actually walked up to it, and I just felt like this historic moment and all that kind of way. As
yeah,
like,
Without a doubt. Yeah.
yeah, that was like
Even
this is
even just walking through the streets of New York, all the movies you've seen, the scenes from various movies throughout the years. It's amazing. Like,
yeah, yeah. I remember I came back from New York and I watched a movie with my dad. I can't remember what movie it was, but it was set in New York. My dad does this a lot. He was like, Matthew, where does that place look familiar? Matthew, I think you've been there. Matthew, something tells me you're there. I get it, Dad. I get it. So that's it. But yeah, no, Mania for me definitely on the list. And Derek, you're officially gonna say yourself and Phil would say that. Yeah, definitely go over there at least
yeah,
once,
yeah,
twice even.
100%.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
If
yeah,
you're lucky enough to be able to do it, yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
Like even if the WrestleMania that year wouldn't be the best WrestleMania, at least you can say at least I experienced this kind of way, taking the benefits.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
But that's over in the States. Over here in Ireland, we had OTT over this weekend. Dublin and Belfast took over. Of course, me and Phil, Jerry couldn't make it. Derek, we don't suppose you didn't make it yourself, unfortunately,
No,
no?
was unable to make it. I'll have to watch it on OTT on demand.
Yeah.
Should be up there, I think, in the next couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Usually
should.
only a few days later. I'd say tomorrow, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like I remember. I think Matthew, who is in charge of like the video production, he's very active, quick when it comes to uploading OTT stuff as soon as the show's over. So they are actually kind of like really committed to that area with OTT and Joe and the lads.
They're doing a
Um,
great job with it. Yeah.
yeah. I think I don't know if you recently saw. This is a bit of a spoiler, but unfortunately, Joe is not on everyone's side after this past weekend. I don't
Bit of a
think.
screw job, was there?
Yeah.
Massive screw
But,
job.
yeah.
I only just got to see one of the fan videos that was up on some recording and put it up.
Yeah.
Honest to God, Hanway, I actually thought Barry was 100% going to win.
Yeah, I thought so. That'd be cool. I
Like
still have
everybody.
I
Yeah.
still have his shirt there. I remember I bought it for him because it was like, oh, he's gonna be the next champ.
Yeah,
Uh, and Fortunately, he got injured that year. This is gonna be his big comeback story. Now it got cost by the man himself, Joe. But yeah, like, where do you think this is gonna go to next, lads, for OTT history?
is he going to have a match? Is Joe going to have a match?
I,
Yeah.
I would,
From stepping away so recently, has he done a U-turn in some way? Is he gonna get back in action?
Yeah, I know Scrappermania was delayed. There's no date yet.
nothing. Yeah, we'll keep an eye out
Would we
for it.
see that match at Scrappermania?
Yeah. Yeah, I am definitely on board to see Joe come back to the ring at least. Like, just because every time I remember I was at Dublin Comic Con a while back. OTT was there, and I had to leave to get my train, and then there was the ring in the center, and then all I heard was like Joe Garvey, and I had to stay behind. I actually missed my train just to see Joe in action and team me up with Jay, and especially the local rumble that me and Jerry went to.
Yeah.
Joe knows how to work a crowd. I think Derek, you were there yourself, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, been at a few of them now, and this was one I missed. The last one in the Ambassador, which I think is is taken off as a really good venue for them.
And it's I think like I said, the local rumble was like it was Be Cool and Joe trying to toss him over the top rope. Everyone piled up to the ring, and the way Joe just snapped, he said, "I own this fucking building. Move, get the fuck out!" And everyone against him. I was like, Joe knows how to be a heel if he wants to. We saw it like this, like, but of course, the big match everyone was talking about was CBL the Bull taking on the Maharaja himself, Jinder Mahal. WWE owns Jinder Mahal. What was the results in that, lads? Unfortunately, I didn't miss on that myself.
Yeah, Jinder came out on top there as well. Yeah, it's just like that. Saw a few clips on social media. The social media has been strong from OTT, I think, in the promos and everything over the weekend. But just waiting to get a look at the matches.
Yeah, because there was a couple of things. I only just saw a video of Boots Murphy saying that Boots is dead. I just saw the video. I didn't actually hear anything about it. I don't know if he turned on anyone or he did whatever. I just saw the video that was shared up online where he said Nathan Murphy is here.
Okay, so the character is
dead. Yeah, Boots Murphy is dead.
Brilliant stuff.
Well, we are going to have Nathan, like, not to confirm, but we are probably going to have him back down on the show down the line.
Yeah.
So we're going to give him an exclusive interview. Be like, what's going on, boy? Come on now. Come on, Nate.
You can grill him. Yeah.
That's it. But no, Boots has always been delightful. So he better not be going anywhere as of yet. The world's not ready for you to see yourself, Nathan. We don't want to see Boots. Come on now. Boots. And for one match that we want to see at the next Wrestlemania, CBL versus JBL. We've seen the social media posts. We've seen it. People heard. Will we get that CBL taking on JBL, lads? Are we?
It's 2025. Anything's possible.
I could never rule anything out in the wrestling world.
I mean, I think you probably saw the video of CBL actually on the GA pitch, giving the kick to JBL. So never mind the National Stadium.
Yeah, no, he's definitely been doing his best to call him out, and JBL, in fairness to him, is quite receptive to a lot of people on social media and so on. But yeah, you never know what could happen.
Yeah.
And he's been in a lot of shows that you would have never thought he would have been on in the last few months.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, I remember I bloody hated JBL when I was a kid. Obviously, obviously when he just comes on the road and just acting like he's the wrestling god, even though he cowered as everywhere else. He cowered in anywhere else, especially his rival with the Undertaker. But like he knows how to work a crowd. He's always very humble of the career he has. So I am on board. CBL taking on JBL. Come on, lads. The bull taking on the bull.
Speaking of Irish wrestling scene as well, just because I wanted to bring it up because I already forget it. We might be losing Rio. I don't know how she got on at the weekend, but apparently she's NXT bound.
Oh no! Has the feds got her?
It looks like it.
Oh no!
I think she has a match actually. I think she's fighting Sesh. Is she next week?
She's going to be facing Sesh at RCW. Like,
this could be her last ever RCW appearance.
I'm absolutely going to be honest to talk about that. We actually, funny enough, you talk about the next RCW show that is going to be on
the 17th. Yeah,
the 17th at the PAV. Yeah. We are definitely going to be there. Derek, will you be there yourself?
I am hoping, yeah. I'm due to go down there once again. I think it was September was the last time. I know a few of the shows have been on Fridays, which didn't really suit. So this one is on Saturday the 17th, and
Yeah.
looks to be good. The Super X event, isn't it?
Yeah. The
So we
5-way.
got this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And especially that we're gonna have the Rebel X title back in the wrestling scene now with the RCW. Again, and I'm looking forward for it. Because every time when I see the Rebel X match on, because you guys know I am how much of a big fan of the Super X division with RCW that they created. So I just cannot wait to see what they're gonna do. So that is RCW Super X. That's going to be on the Pavilion Saturday the 17th. The doors will be open at. It's going to be an early one, lads. It's going to be at 4 p.m. And the
Okay.
bell. Yeah, it's good. The bell's going to be on at half 5
Yeah. I
p.m.
think
Wow.
first match is 5:30. Yeah. That's the new thing now on a Saturday. The earlier shows.
Yeah, yeah.
That would suit commuters like myself,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
That's it. So I think that's what the lads are doing at the moment. Like, it's weekend. We have like a bit of one. Everyone can actually head off early. That'd be it. Load of matches. I'm actually just loading it up there. That we got. Looking forward for this one. We got Jay Steins taking on the gangster himself, taking on Terry Thatcher versus Fabio versus Keane Noonan versus Raven Creed, a woman we know so well, and
Yeah.
the woman that all of Ireland wrestling knows, the
Yeah.
OTT champion. But she's gonna always stay put with RCW. She's RCW bound. Um, and of course, we got CBL, go back to him again, the bull himself, taking on James Isles as well. James really made a name for himself at the last show, just about after CBL's match with LJ Cleary.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this looks like a bit of a good lineup. What do you think, lads? Did you get a chance to see the
Yeah.
match
No, it
card
looks
yourself?
good. I'm looking forward to it. It's
Yeah.
a good one. I actually was
Definitely.
half expecting to see the Ultimate X. I don't know
Mm.
why. In my head, I was thinking they're building up to this, but I guess it's not happened. Maybe down the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. The lads OTT knows, RCW knows what they have at the moment. Derek, what about yourself? What are you expecting for the show?
Yeah, no, I think I saw one of the matches, Francis Mercer v Connor Mills and Harrison Bennett.
Mm.
Another standout one there. But like that, I'm a big Raven Creed fan, and I think that one, the 5-way, could be a really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think she's fantastic, and there's much more for her moving forward in the future, I think, as well.
Yeah, definitely. And especially like we've always kept an eye on Raven. Big fans of Raven all the time. So whenever she gets into the ring, and if you never saw Raven Creed before, get ready to see what you're gonna say, what you're gonna see from her.
Yeah.
After
Oh,
all, she's not called the crazy bitch from the cabin for nothing. Trust us by saying that right now. But yeah, this won't be the last time we're talking about RCW Super X. More matches will be announced soon.
Yeah.
We're definitely gonna have a RCW special about that over the week before.
Next
Now,
next week we'll talk about it.
definitely next week. Next week, that's when it is, Phil.
Yeah.
Sorry, lads, I was just my brain's all wrapped up from filmmaking. Phil, you know
I
this
have a
is
bit of news there, a bit of weird news, and I suppose weird and good news. I'll
go
start
on
with the good news. Chelsea Green has signed a long-term contract
with W.
with WWE. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's good to hear anyway after the recent releases and so on.
Yeah,
Nice
and
to see.
yeah.
the weird news is it looks like Alberto Del Rio has signed a WWE contract.
Yeah, I actually had this on top of my head to talk about. This is a controversial discussion, I know, but
Yeah.
He just
as we
carries a
know,
lot of negativity and baggage, and
Is it just WWE have inherited his contract as part of that AAA acquisition?
that's what people are trying to find out, because
Mm.
people are going absolutely berserk because they released so many and signed him.
I want to know that myself because when WWE signed with AAA and it got announced that Alberto W has been released, I think me, Phil, and Jerry, we were all in the same room together. We were like, kind of no surprise, bit of a no-brainer. because we won't get into it, obviously, lads. But Alberto Del Rio is now officially he's the most infamous wrestler at the moment.
Mm.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, and it's still just a rumor, I don't see WWE going ahead with it. I'll be surprised.
Well, it's for the AAA brand, so I don't think you're going to see him on any
I
SmackDown or
wouldn't think
Raw.
so.
I
No.
wouldn't think you'd see him on any of those.
Yeah, yeah. And also about Del Rio is like he's actually the same age as John Cena. He's 47
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
It must
officially.
be close, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think even like if he comes back, he won't be around for a long, long time, I
Plus, they have
think.
to take the belt off him somehow as well.
Yeah, that's it.
He is
So
the AAA World Champion at the moment, so
yeah, you think that maybe this will be a story that he'll leave it as held high, but at this point, it's like no, there's so much about him that he can never shake off. Unfortunately, so.
like if you think Tessa Blanchard is bad in TNA, this is going to be worse.
Mm.
Yeah, like if they're trying to clean up their image, so they tell you and all that, it,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, I think I don't. We're going back about him is like I remember the video of him, competing in front of like almost an empty high school gym,
Yeah,
with about 10 people in there,
yeah.
and everyone says this is a fall from grace, but I'm like thinking like, unfortunately, that's what happens if you have all this against you. Like, so I can't say I feel sorry for him. I can't feel bad for him, but
Like
yeah, this would be a tricky thing for WWE at the moment.
yeah,
Um,
I think there is. I think they have to get the belt off him. So it could
mm,
just be a case of have one match and we'll see you later.
That's it.
yeah, yeah. So that's it. Listen to the people who probably have enough. And like you said, that's a bit of controversy signing him after probably, unfortunately, WWE did a bit of spring cleaning with the releases. Braun Strowman, once again, this is his third time, I believe.
Yeah.
Dakota Kai, Shayna Baszler, Joe Coffey, Mark Coffey, Wolfgang,
Yeah,
and there's so much more. But of course,
A lot of the women too, yeah.
yeah, the Shotzi is also been released. Gutted because I've always loved Shotzi. Always been a fan of the Tank Girl herself. Um, and Shayna Baszler, I could see her. I can actually honestly see her going back into the MMA ground right now.
it'll be very difficult because I think she's mid-40s.
She's in her
Yeah.
44, yeah, but she can
Yeah,
still work around it at least.
yeah.
Um,
But I know what you mean.
Braun,
You don't see her in TNA or AEW.
because she used to be with UFC, then she with WWE. It was unexpected for her, even herself.
Like
Um,
out of all those names, right, that popped up over the releases, people are like, I'm surprised by this, I'm surprised, but I'm not because they're not doing nothing with these people.
uh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Go
think
on,
it's a
Derek.
regular thing after Mania season, isn't it?
Yeah,
WWE kind of takes stock of where they are, what they have, and what plans they have, and what
like
makes sense. And
Braun
they act.
Strowman put out a tweet, put out something about he must be on ridiculous money. They cut him because of how high his contract was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and his knees are not great either, I think.
yeah, he
He
must be
said that.
pushing on 40 odd as well.
Yeah,
And kind of
But like, there's a few there that people are like, oh, why did they release Cora Jade and why did they? But like, have you not been watching NXT here? And she's not. She's on the same level for the last 2 to 3 years. Like, she hasn't won a belt. She hasn't progressed up into mid matches yet. And then she got a very bad. I know she had a very bad injury, but like, there comes a point where if somebody's not progressing, you kind of have to make a decision.
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That is like, especially when I saw Braun Strowman got released, I was upset, but then again, I was like, WWE wasn't doing really anything to him. To be
That's
fair,
it. Like, leave them go and be better somewhere else. Just the whole
We
point.
might see a few of them over this side of the Atlantic, lads.
Yeah,
that's it.
exactly.
Yeah,
OTT.
Yeah,
yeah. Are we going to see Braun Strowman's Titan coming over? Like
You never know.
good to see.
Braun Strowman versus Big Damo? Yeah, I
But
would. I would love.
Shotzi and Gigi Dolan were the two that I was shocked. Kinda. I think two of them had star potential.
Mm.
Yeah. We don't have much time, lads, but let's move on to an event that's happening actually this Saturday. and that is WWE Backlash. That is going to be in St. Louis. And of course, I'm pretty sure more matches will indeed be announced.
Yeah.
But we got LA Knight, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre for the United States title. We're going to do a quick speed round, lads. Phil, who's going to win this one, do you think?
He'll retain.
Logan Paul, yeah? Oh, wait.
Jacob Fatu.
Fatu will retain.
Yeah, there's no way he loses.
No.
Yeah. Derek, you're the same. Jacob Fatu?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm the same myself, actually. Jacob Fatu, because it won't make sense if he's just losing the title. And of course, the moment we got the Invisible Man himself, John Cena, taking on Randy Orton. Out of all the matches so far, I'm actually looking forward to this one the most, just because that
touch of nostalgia there.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Randy Orton by disqualification.
I think Cena will win, but it would be some kind of underhanded crap again, low blow, some kind of interference. But
I'd be in stitches if John Cena slapped the ref.
Yeah.
Have a Scott again. I don't know.
I just would, just because Orton did it against him years ago.
Yeah.
This is going to be me being very dark. Not sure this match, but I would love if Cena actually got like a pair of handcuffs, hear me out, and he puts Orton on top of the rope and he just beats him with a kendo stick like he did in the Crit match.
That might be their next match when they have their last man standing match in the match.
Yeah, that'd be it. I just want to see. I love to see that they're going to do a huge U-turn. Cena doing all these heelish things to Orton. That means we're going to see him trying to kill Randy Orton with pyros. And of course, I'm just looking through. And of course, I feel like this is the big one for me. And I feel big for us. It's the Irish Gals.
Yeah.
Lyra Valkyria will be taking on Becky Lynch. Lads, who are you going to go for this one? Lightning round. I know it's a difficult one. It's our very own, but come on.
Yeah, I think Becky.
Yeah, definitely. It's amazing for wrestling for Ireland and for Lyra and Becky, and Becky to win this. But I think it's fantastic for Lyra as well to work with her and raise her profile even more.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say Lyra. I can actually see her actually winning by a roll up, and she'll actually have the title over her head. Becky will just be absolutely furious. Then the next night it'll lead into more of a rivalry. I'm just looking forward for this one, actually. I know I said about Randy Orton and Cena. Looking forward for this one because WWE knows so well about Fight Factory and the Irish history.
Yeah.
This is going to be a great one to watch, I say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And last but not least, something that I completely forgot. You guys probably forgot, maybe. Pat McAfee versus Gunther. Lightning round. Who do you think is going to win?
I'm going to go very quickly and I'm going to say Gunther, but Gunther's going to fight, what's his name? Pierce next. I think he's going to fight all of these guys until Goldberg comes back.
Yeah.
Can't see Gunther losing 2 in a row like that.
No. He'll destroy him. I think it'll be a 2-minute match.
Yeah. I'm the same. I'm going to say Gunther. Gunther is just going to have to slaughter Pat McAfee. I feel like Cole is going to try and toss it. Cole is going to toss it
as well. Yeah. That's a good call.
Good shot.
That is a very rough predictions for Backlash. So much is happening right now in the Irish scene and over in WrestleMania. Derek, thank you very much for coming on board. We're not going to say goodbye. We're going to talk to you soon, lad.
Nice one, lads. Thanks a million.
All right. For myself, Phil Conley, and Derek over at Irish Wrestle Talk, check him out. We'll talk to you soon. Cheers, lads. Have a good weekend.